Hello, honeybees. Welcome to the reading. So today's reading is about your love life in 2021. So for today's reading, we have 4 piles to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and introduce one by one the piles and the crystals on top. But before we do, just a quick disclaimer. Whatever you hear and see in these readings, you're not destined by it. You have the willpower and the possibility to change anything that you don't like that you hear or see in those readings. They're meant for entertainment purposes, and obviously, as is general readings, they're not going to resonate with everyone. So just take what resonates and leave whatever doesn't, and just have fun with it. So that's being said, let's go ahead and get to your readings. We have 4 piles to choose from. So pile number 1, we have the clear quartz. For pile number 2, we have the carnelian. For pile number 3, we have the green aventurine. And for pile number 4, we have citrine. So take all the time that you need to pick up a pile. You can pause the video if you like to. I'm going to go ahead and start with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this beautiful clear quartz here, then this is your reading for 2021 love life. What is to be expected in your love life in 2021? So today we're gonna, the way I'm gonna be looking at the cards, we're gonna start as usually, we're gonna start with the oracle card. One main one is gonna show the main theme of your 2021 love life, and then we're gonna go with tarot cards, representing the first part of the 2021, the middle, and then the end of the year. And we're gonna get clarifications with more oracle cards as we go. So let's get started. So the first card we have is Oh Sunny Days. Oh my goodness, this is such a good card to get. So this is basically, as I said before, your main theme for the year, for your love life. And well, first thing first, I'm looking at the number 4. So number 4, 0 plus 4 is 4. It indicates stability. So it's more of a grounded card, stability. So just a rough guess, and the energy that I'm feeling from here would be that your love life this year is gonna be very peaceful, very sunny. It's kind of like this Oh Sunny Days, a very positive card to get. It's kind of equivalent to the Sun card in the tarot deck, and it indicates a little this like peaceful, this like feeling very at ease with yourself. I'm just gonna bring it to the camera so you can also see it. So you have this woman here sitting very peacefully, like also the ladybugs here, like the luck, element of luck here. And she's looking at the sun here, very calmed, there's just this very, very positive energy from this card. So your love life, it looks like in 2021 is gonna be something of a very peaceful sort. It's gonna be, whether you're in a relationship or not, it just indicates that there's gonna be a lot of happiness in this situation. At the very least, you're going to feel very positive. And if you are in a relationship or you are looking to get into one, or if you will get into one, we'll see later on from the cards, I can see that it will escalate to something like long-term or even perhaps farther for those who are already in a long-term relationship for quite a bit. But let's get some tarot cards to clarify a bit more. So the first tarot card we have is the 5 of Pentacles, thank goodness, in reverse. Then we have the Strength, and then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so it looks like perhaps you went through a quite rough season, I would say. With the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the 5 of Pentacles usually is season. It can be a lot of things. It can be financially, but since we have a love reading, I would just read it as more of an earthly energy, which indicates more of your surroundings in your life around you, not specifically money or monetary value stuff, but more like perhaps your physical environment around you. So maybe, so you start the year feeling finally a little bit better about your situation, your surroundings. You feel like a situation cleared out. You feel like there is more potential than there was before. It could be that, so it could be that, well, the 2020 was a year challenging for everyone. So it could be that that indicates that you got through a rough patch, and in the first part of the year, you're getting yourself back up. You're getting yourself back up, and then in the middle of the year, you feel with the strength card here, you feel at your full potential, at your full strength. You feel like you can basically conquer the world. It's like this, and I do feel like there's this peacefulness going on because of the Sun card here. It kind of makes me feel that this year is a lot about this peacefulness. Yes. Since it's a romantic reading, I probably should go a little bit to romance part. So with the Knight of Wands here, it could indicate that in the end of the year, for those who are in a relationship, for those who will find a partner, you will have this this passion going on. So it's going to be very youthful and very fresh and passionate relationship. I feel like perhaps for most of you guys who chose this pile, you are not in a relationship yet. So, but the middle of the year, you discover yourself, you discover your values, you kind of get back your life back up of a sort, back on track, I guess. And then by the end of the year, well, not in the end of the year, roughly saying, I would say this would be probably from April, transit into like the next half of the year, you'll get in closer to maybe even finding a partner, somebody who really gets that fire in you, somebody who really motivates you even more. Okay, let's get more oracle cards to clarify the situation for the 2021 for you. So the first oracle card we have is the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, which is the throat chakra. Then we have the Happy Family, with the number 4 again, by the way. And then we have the World. Okay. So the 4th chakra is about truth, speaking the truth, about voicing situations. It also has an element of clarity in there. So on top of my head right now, I could say that it feels like, it also talks about confidence, but in terms of like letting your voice be heard and sharing your voice. So in the first part of the year, you're going to be pile number 1, solving a lot of situations, using a lot of voice, perhaps like maybe talking to people, like involving your voice is going to be, I know it sounds a little bit too vague because we always use our voice everywhere we speak, we talk, we communicate, but it feels like there's going to be a clarity in the first in the first part of the year. There's going to be some clarity, and it's going to be involvement with people, perhaps like trying to get in touch, or perhaps sorting out situations. You will be talking a lot and receiving a lot of clarity as a result as well. In the middle of the year, it looks like, okay, so for those who are in the relationship, as I said before, it looks like, because we have again the number 4 here, and we had the number 4, if you remember, in here, in this card over here. So what I could tell right away, for those who are in a relationship, this could potentially mean that you're gonna escalate to a next level of commitment of a sort, which could also be confirmed then with the Strength card, that your relationship gets a little bit stronger, as like it gets a more foundation, which could also then be related very well to the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, because you get more foundation, you resolve kind of this of a sort insecurity and stability. So transiting then to the end of the year, we have the World. So there is a couple of things that could mean. So just take pile number 1, what resonates. So for those who are in a relationship, it could mean that perhaps you're gonna just there's a lot of messages. I feel like a lot of people picked up this pile. So one of them could be that you're moving to another place where your partner is, or for the singles, you're going to meet your partner there. It could also indicate that you're going to meet your partner through the internet, through communication, through the internet. This is why we have the 5th chakra here. The communication is actually a really, really important element in your love life in 2021. Obviously, communication is always important when it comes to love and relationships. But what also could indicate is that it could be that you're also going to be it does indicate either way an element of movement or an element of involvement with somebody from a different area physically than you are. It could be that if you're in a relationship, you're moving with this person together, kind of like making the next step closer to building this family together, which the number 4 then indicates a little bit more of stability happening in your lives. For the singles, it could indicate that, as I said before, either way you meet the person through the internet, or you're gonna be moving if you already found them, which is a little bit earlier. It could be either way that you communicate through the internet, or you're considering you consider them as a potential long-term partner of a sort. So you're thinking about how to move to the next level with them in terms of like moving to their place, or just reconnecting of a sort with them. Yes. So let's take a look at the next oracle cards and get more information. So we have happy, happy. That's such a positive card to get. Then we have the time for a nap and the treasure island. So this element of traveling, once again, doesn't really leave me. So it could be potentially that you're like this turtle with your own stuff. You could be like this turtle with your own stuff, moving to a different direction with this treasured island here. But I do feel that you're going to feel very secure. So in the middle of the year, you're going to have this peaceful energy, as I said before, with it's time for a nap. This card always talks to me about feeling very peaceful, feeling very good about your situation, about your life, about a lot of things. And as I said, it looks like there's a transition towards a happier today, happening from the beginning of the year. So you have this happy, happy card. It's a very positive card to get. It's just pure bliss and happiness. And that just indicates that you are improving your situation in the beginning of the year. In the middle of the year, you feel confident, you feel calm. As I said before with this card when we first started the reading, pile number 1, you're going to feel very calm. You're going to feel very happy. You're going to feel very calm. You're going to feel very kind of looking forward to this bright in your future with much more confidence and much more security than before, because number 4 is about security and stability. It's a ground and earthly energy sort of number, and we also have it here with number 4. And yeah, I do strongly feel pile number 1 for you that whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, in terms of your general life, which is obviously going to impact your love life as well, in the middle of the year, you're going to have you're going to feel very confident, very reassured of a sort in your situation, very calm. So whatever didn't work in the previous year, you're going to make it happen and you're going to fix it up in the beginning of the year. So things like maybe you're going to receive some information, maybe some news because of the throat chakra. It could be potentially that you just communicate with a lot of people and you get insights before that you haven't had. You didn't have this information before and you received that information that kind of transits you to a better future, a better today. But for those who are in a relationship, I do see that not only your life is getting a better ground, but also you build a more secure future with your current partner. For the singles, you will take a hold of your life and you will build a relationship. I can see somebody definitely entering from the second part of the middle of the year, heading towards the end of the year. It's a general reading, so dates are always a bit of a trick here, kind of a tricky part, but roughly the deadline here is that. Roughly the time schedule for this is from April transit into the end of the year, April, even May for some of you. So this is how I see this transition of the relationship happening. And the man, woman, your second half, your partner, they appear towards the end of the year, starting possibly from August, around that time. Yes. It will involve a lot of communication with them, and it will involve a lot of communication through the internet or moving towards them, towards their location, because I feel strongly that they might be actually in a different location than you are. At the very least, maybe they're not as close. Even if they're in the same town, they're not as close in the neighborhood, so it will require some distance. And I do feel like moving in with the people who are in a relationship, it's a pretty strong aspect for 2021 love life. Okay, let's get 3 more cards. We have now Moonology cards. So the first one we have is Take a Time to Breathe Out. Then we have Show the World the Real You. And then Meditate and Contemplate. Okay. So let's start with the Take Time to Breathe Out. Once again, as I said before, all of those cards, like the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the happy, happy card here, the first part of the year, you're going to be fixing up a lot of stuff in your life, pile number 1, as in like you will feel relieved. So things are starting to improve and you already notice it in the beginning of the year. And I'm talking about your life, not just like love life, but they're interconnected. Love life is part of your life, but it looks like your own life is going to be getting into a much peaceful and better spot slowly, and you're going to be taking a big part in that. So whatever communication is going to be there involved, it's going to enhance that transition towards a better future. So show the world the real you. It feels like with this full moon, it feels like a completion of a sort. So whenever this card comes up, I always associate this with feeling complete, feeling like at your best confidence, and feeling very accepting yourself for how you are and feeling very, very complete. I can't even find a different word for this. So yeah, you you've noticed the situation improving slowly in the beginning of the year, and then in the middle you feel already like very complete in terms like you see the sunny day, you feel very confident in terms that this confidence could be also just security of a sort. And as you go through the year, in the end of the year, things will change. So you have this like security of a sort that you kind of like work on your own life, and things gonna get much better, and they're gonna get more stable in a positive direction in the middle of the year. But things also gonna shift towards a better direction in the end of the year, because your love life seems to be blossoming towards more of the end of the year. And so in the end of the year, it looks like there's a new beginning happening for you with the new moon in Pisces. So when we have Pisces, in my readings usually, and well, let's go a different way. When I have this card usually in my readings, it indicates of a sort, a situation that finally gets more of a grounding, more of a establishment, more of like, it feels in balance, finally. It's a peaceful card, a peaceful and settling card of a sort. So it could be once again that you move in with somebody, or it could be that your communication with the person gets more in depth, in a different level, or it could also potentially mean that you are, it's either moving together or moving towards a person in the same location, or continuing a much stronger communication through the internet. So take what resonates, spell number one. It's a general reading, not everything's going to be accurate for everyone, but just take what resonates. So to finish off, we have 3 more cards with the Angel Oracle cards. Mine's Angel Oracle cards, so I always name them wrong. So, learning, forgiving and learning. It is safe for you to love, and let go of control issues. So for the ones of you who are single by number 1, that could indicate that either you were through a rough relationship, just a relationship that didn't work out before, and either way that was last year or it was the previous years, and you haven't completely recovered from this. In the beginning of this year, you're going to be finding the strength to recover from that. You're going to be letting go of the past and deciding to just do you and live for the better future, for the better you. And in the middle of the year, I can see that you finally get this strength, this security of a sort. You look towards the bright future and you feel confident, you feel complete of a sort. And if you look at this card here, I'm just bringing it closer, open your heart to give and receive all the highest energy of all. So it is a time when you feel in the middle of the year, when you feel at your strongest with the strength card, with the sun card, sunny days card here, you look at a bright future. It feels like you found yourself and you feel more complete than before in the middle of the year. And as you transit towards the end of the year, for the singles of you, I see that this is a transition where you're going to be finding that person, or moving to the next more serious commitment if you are in a relationship. But I also see by number 1 that you're going to be learning how to love in a completely different way, or more like not love in a completely different way, but in the beginning of the year, you're going to be reflecting on things that didn't work out in your previous relationships. And that is how, in the end of the year, this new relationship is going to be happening in a little bit of a different prospect. You're going to be reflecting on what worked and didn't work in the previous relationship, and you're going to be trying and building this relationship based on what you learned that works and didn't work from the previous relationship, if that makes any sense. Point number 1, what I'm trying to say is that the relationship that you had before, you're going to be, either way, if it wasn't a fresh relationship that ended in the previous year, you're just going to be, this new love, it's going to be kind of a reflection of you trying to love in a different way. So once you feel complete, once you have this sunny day, sunny perspective, you're looking towards the better future with this person, and you're looking towards building it with a little bit of a different approach than you did before, because you reflected and you healed from your past and you moved on from your past. And I can see, in the very least, on the middle of the year, you're going to feel much more healed and much more confident, secure in yourself. It's like finding your own self, basically, again. And then there is this new potential love coming through, or a new stage with the older partner. And it's going to be just readjusted things, but it's going to be so much better for both of you. It's going to be a great future. I can see that things going to be working out much better than before in your love life, pile number 1. So that's all I can see for you, pile number 1. I hope you really enjoyed this reading. It was a pleasure reading for you. Let me know in the comments if this happened, didn't happen. You can come later on, reflect. It always helps me out to be a bit better and more concrete with my readings. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you feel like it, please subscribe, comment, and like. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys! Hello, pile number 2s. If you chose this beautiful carnelian stone here, then this is your reading for 2021 on what it is to be expected in your romantic life or love life. General love life for 2021. Okay, so the way this reading is gonna go, we're gonna look at one general theme oracle card, and then we're gonna unfold towards your tarot cards. Each tarot card is gonna represent a specific time. So normally there were 3 tarot cards, but your pile got 4. So we're gonna go ahead with that. But generally it was the early of the year, the middle of the year, and then the end of the year. How your love life is gonna look like in those phases of the year. So without further ado, let's get started. So your general theme for the love life of 2021 is listen with the number 6. So this card can indicate a lot of things, but in the concept here, I feel like this year you're going to be more in tune with yourself, with your own emotions, with your own heart, with your own thoughts. It's kind of self-exploration season. I get this like self-exploration, self-love from this card quite strongly, actually. Since it's a general reading and it's a love reading, it could be potentially also talking about the love towards yourself. But what I can see here, pile number 2, is that in this year, you're going to be very tuned to your own feelings and to your own self, and kind of attracting in the same time the wonderful things around you thanks to that. You're going to be able to discover a little bit more about yourself this year. You're going to be able to see a bit clearly the picture around you, and people will notice that, and people will start coming towards you. When you're a good listener to your own soul, then people also would like get attracted and they would like to for you to be a good listener in their own lives as well, if that makes any sense. I was trying to make a really interesting metaphor analogy here and it just turned out quite weird. But anyways, hope you know what I mean. So let's go with your tarot cards. As I said before, pile number 2, you got 4 tarot cards. So your first tarot card is the 7 of Swords in reverse. Then we have the King of Swords, then the Empress, and then the Star. Okay. So it feels like you're going to be very much more honest with your own feelings. So it feels, pile number 2, that this year you're going to start the year trying to be a bit more honest with yourself and discovering yourself more. As I said with the listening card here, you're going to be trying to tune into your own thoughts, into your own mind, kind of be more honest with your situation and your environment. And fun enough, this will attract a lot of potential love interests. So the Empress here, whenever the Empress comes into my readings, the personal readings that I do, it usually indicates that it's, so the Empress is usually you in the eyes of somebody else who admires you. It comes very often as a card of, it's a motherhood, fertility card, but very often in my readings it comes as a admiration of a sort of figure. So somebody around you looks at you with admiration, looks at you like in this Empress card, like somebody potentially great to start a relationship with, or somebody potentially great to just look at you as somebody great. So towards the end of the year, it kind of indicates for me, so this is basically the middle. We're going to take it like here, because normally in the previous reading, the second card was the middle, but since you're a little bit of a special case, we're going to go from here up to there. So in the middle of the year, I would say starting from end of April, transiting towards the end of the year, is a time when you're going to have a lot of admirers. You're going to be very tuned to your own senses, to your own confidence, to your own self, being very honest with yourself, and people will start to admire that. People will start to get very attracted to you, because to attract love in your life, you need to be in love with yourself first, in a healthy way. You need to be accepting and care for yourself and be able to listen to your own soul. And as you do that, it slowly transits, and you slowly well, I'm not sure how slowly, perhaps those admirers were there before, but it feels like you're going to be very admired and very, whether you know it or not, you're going to be very admired. Part number 2, but by a lot of people around you. They're going to be potentially dreaming of this beautiful future with you, or potentially wanting to come up with their feelings towards you. They'll be looking with admiration and a sort of fascination, in a good term. And they will be hoping to start this relationship, this new emotional cycle. I always look at the star as something of a hope, and also it could be potentially they look at you like the star. You know, it's very, very interconnected here. They look at you like this figure, this wonderful figure, and they want to start the relationship with you. The water indicates here feelings that they want to pour into you, if that makes sense, hopefully. Feelings that, they practically will look at you as a potential romantic interest. So let's get a little bit more oracle cards and unfold a little bit about what's to be expected. So the first oracle card here, we have the Magician and the Mirror. Very fitting. Then we have the Blossoming Abundance. And then look at that man holding a heart. Okay, pile number 2. So the Magician and the Mirror. This, in a certain sense, represents similar meaning to the Magician in the Tarot card, but because the Magician in the Mirror, it just indicates that you're the magician of your own life. For the mirror aspect here, it indicates that you hold the power to change your own reality and your own self. So you are powerful enough as long as you reflect, if that makes any sense. So you reflect on your own self and you are capable of changing your own reality. There's so much, like, you will want to listen to your own needs, your own desires, your own life, and you want to give the best to yourself, let's say in the beginning of the year. It's like you're transforming your own self by becoming this next stage, better version of yourself, because it feels like there's a lot of self-care, and you just really want to focus on yourself, trying to explore yourself and just organize your thoughts and listen to yourself. And as I said before, with this number 3 here, it's a social number in Tarot. Indicates social gatherings, like social interactions, and the Blossoming Abundance. So since it's a love and reading, since it's a love reading, I would go with as much as say that this indicates, once again, confirms the message that you will gonna have a lot of admirers around you. Because we have this transition here, so your self-reflection and your own self-growth and self-acceptance and love will attract so much admiration around you, so much the social number with the people, so much people that are going to be admiring you, so much blossoming abundance. I see like this blossoming admirers of a sort happening in your life, pile number 2. And there will be this, well, I don't want to say that one person, but there's definitely going to be a person who really wants to come forward with their feelings, and they really see you as this wonderful star, as this epitome of love and somebody who they want to care for, and they're getting ready to come with their feelings. I can't really say at the moment if they will come forward with their feelings in the end of the year, but it's very much possible in the very, very end of the year they might get the courage and come towards you with their feelings. So the next 3 oracle cards we have is co-creation in reverse, building blocks, and mending. Okay. Mending, it's quite interesting. I'm not going really with the sequence. I'm just going to start with the mending card first. It's quite interesting with the star card, because the star is about healing, about rejuvenation, renewal of a sort. It's also about hope and also about, in some readings it can indicate about standing out as the star itself. So this could potentially indicate that this person is going to be just so caring towards you, so mending. It's going to be just, they're really going to admire you. I feel like they're really going to look at you like this lovable creature. And with these building blocks here, I'm really going completely the opposite direction, but just bear with me. With the building blocks here, it feels to me like you're building your own self, you're building your own, you're kind of in the middle of the year, pile number 2. As I said before, you're becoming this wholesome person that accepts yourself for who you are, and you're building this life around you and a lot of admirers. Like, I do feel like there will be, whether you know it or not, a lot of people around you. that admire you, that really admire the fact that you're so self-loving and so self-listening, if that you can say like that you listen to yourself. So the co-creation here, it feels like in the beginning of the year, you do realize that you haven't been very honest with your own feelings, or you haven't been very honest with your own self, because the co-creation is about being this cooperative feeling, like being in union with one another, with this timid but also this wild side. Let's call it like this. In the terms of this reading, I do feel like you do realize that you haven't been very also with number 4 here, it's a very secure number. It's a number of stability and earthly kind of grounding, more stable environment around you. So I do feel like pile number 2, in the beginning of the year, you're going to be realizing that you were not very honest with yourself. You will realize that you want to be more accepting, you will listen to your own needs, you will listen to your own desires, you will listen to your own self, you will explore and understand your own self so much better, pile number 2, in the beginning of the year. And you become this wholesome person in the middle of the year. It's kind of similar message to pile number 1, actually, because they also had this period of kind of accepting their own self and becoming confident. But in your pile number 2, it's more of a discovering your inner self and becoming more like a emotionally, spiritually, and thought-wisely wholesome, like accepting and loving yourself. And then you will be accepted and loved by the people around you, because I feel like there's so much admiration. It can refer to one person, but it can also refer to a couple of people as well. And as you go with the year, you're becoming this solid block, let's say, in a positive direction, the solid block of your wholesome self, basically. Let's take 3 more cards to clarify what else is to be expected in your love life in 2021. So we have this prosperity lies ahead. We have a card of energies gaining momentum, and then a time for healing. Okay, so the healing aspect is quite strong here. The mending here and the healing here. It could be potentially also that the person coming into your life, or the person that's going to come forward with your feelings, they're going to see you as inspiration of a sort. Like there's 2 options here, and it resonates for everyone differently because it's general reading, so it takes what resonates. But it feels like pile number 2, that you're going to be this source of inspiration, because they will see that you heal yourself, you understood yourself, and they will look at you like at the source of inspiration, that you did it and you're so amazing, and they will see you like this very healing stream fountain of a sort. Also, it could potentially be that in your self-exploration journey, as you grow and develop as a person, as you explore your inner depths and you understand yourself much better, this person is going to be there to help you out, and it's, whether they know it or not, they're going to be emotionally contributing to this peacefulness and this wholesomeness that you carry throughout the entire year of 2021. So this prosperity lies ahead card here, pile number 2, it's a Taurus energy. So Taurus is an earthly sign. It's more of a grounding, practical energy here. It is a promise that this beautiful abundance that you got here is coming forward towards you. And since it's a love reading, it does speak to me that it's more of a practical approach in terms of love life. So it just promises you that you will have this love life and this wonderful love that you desire so much. And as you start the year, you will want this prosperity to come forward, and you understand that you are your own creator, basically, towards that beautiful future. So with the new moon as new beginnings, you start to work towards a practical dream by starting with yourself, with your own thoughts and your own mind. And this card just indicates that it's going to be successful, whether you haven't realized it yet in the middle of the year with the prosperity abundance card here. But your mindset is going to lead you to gradually to what you want, because as I said here, it's a magician, equivalent to the magician in the tarot cards, which is a card that transforms through your own power a reality around you. You have the power in you to transform your own self and transform the world around you. So the energy gain momentum here, that just talks about the fact that yes, you are doing it, you're working towards your goal, your resolution that you want. And it also talks here that whatever you wanted to have, whatever you were working towards, you were going towards to, it's gaining momentum. So as you change, you attract this brilliant love, this abundance, those people around you. There's a lot of love and energy here, pile number 2. and a lot of healing as well. So you kind of feel very peaceful with your own self and with your environment as well. It feels like there is definitely a person coming towards it, whether they confess their feelings right away this year or they'll take their time until the very end of the year, possibly even the beginning of 2022. But it just means that you're going to be surrounded by this loving energy around you either way. And there's this time for healing, time for mending. Like all of those healing cards indicate that you will just get, as you progress with the year, you're going to feel very much peaceful, very much in love with your own self, with your own environment, and you will feel a lot in peace. You'll feel at peace in the end of the year. A time of healing, a time of calmness. Like this card, if you look at here, just such a soothing card. I don't know. If you look at the ocean here, how calm it is during this beautiful night. And it's just, it blends into one. It's like wholesome. So, oopsie. So you're going to be very, it's a great healing year. But also, since we're talking about love, like there's self-love. There is the self-love attracting admirers and love around you. And there is somebody potentially possibly confessing their feelings towards you in the end of the year. So let's finish up with the 3 Romance Angel Oracle cards here. So the first one is Passion. Then we have Wedding. And then Religious Factors. Okay. Let's take a moment, have a look at the cards. Okay, so let's go with this Passion card here. Allow your heart and soul to sync with joy. So I feel once again that this is a confirmation that you will do that. You will allow your heart and soul to sync with joy. You will working towards this wholesomeness feeling, and you will be this passion. I don't feel like it reflects towards a relationship with somebody in the beginning of the year, but I do feel like it strongly relates to your own self, to be passionate about your own desires, about what you want, listening to your own heart and soul and what it tells you to, what it wants you to do, or what your heart and soul basically wants. Just you will be so in tune with yourself. Yes. With this wedding here, that's quite interesting. So I've been talking through the entire reading here as if I was talking about singles. I haven't really given options here for people in a relationship. So let me just summarize a little bit. If you are single, this just potentially means that you becoming married to your own self. It sounds very bad. That's not how it was supposed to come out. But what I'm trying to say is that you're becoming wholesome. You're becoming one person, your own person. And potentially that also indicates that you will be attracting love towards you as you go. If you are in a relationship, it feels like this self-exploration process is happening within the relationship, in that case, within you. So you get to sort out your thoughts, kind of find your own, listen to your own heart, your own soul. You kind of discover yourself throughout the first part of the year. And as you transit towards the end of the year, this benefits your relationship. This makes your lover, your partner, admire you even more. Whatever self-exploration you're going through in the beginning of the year, it makes your partner look at you in a much more tender and loving way. The relationship between you, part number 2, gets much, much softer and better as it mends and heals and improves to the next stage. Because with this abundance, it just talks to me that whatever you do in the first part of the year is going to reflect and bring the positive affirmations and the positive results in the end in the second part of the year, which potentially could for some of you indicate going to the next level of commitment, whatever that means for you, pile number 2. Could be literally a wedding, could be just moving in together, but this is a self-exploration journey. So whether you're single or you're within a relationship, it just talks that you're going to be accepting, understanding, and loving yourself so much more in the beginning of the year. And as you transit towards the end of the year, people around you or the person in your life is going to notice that. They're going to admire that, and it's going to benefit your relationship in the most positive direction. With these religious factors here, I do see that you're positive thinking, you're truthful thinking to your own self, that you listen to your own self, is going to contribute towards your life. So whenever I get this card, it's always to me talking about the fact that spirituality does influence your practical world around you. In other words, I look at this card mainly as a manifestation card. So your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, or in other words, your mindset and how you accept yourself and how you view your world. So yeah, that's all I can see for you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it or not, or if you feel like it, and come later to say how this was applicable to your own life situation. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. And it was a pleasure reading for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this beautiful aventurine, green aventurine stone, then this is your reading for what to be expected in your love life for 2021. Yeah, for 2021. So the way this reading is gonna go, we're gonna start with the general. Oh, you can hear the bells. Yeah, I decided to open the window this time, so you will hear a couple of sounds. So the way this reading is gonna go, we're gonna start with a general oracle card that's gonna kind of explain the situation of your love life for the entire year. Then we're gonna unfold with tarot cards, starting from the beginning of the year, going towards the middle, and ending with the end of the year, what to be expected. Each of those rows will get a clarification with oracle cards, and yeah, that's kind of it. So let's go ahead and get started. So for the first oracle card that we have is the Journey. I'm going to bring it up close so you can have a look. So right ahead, what I can see from this, this card usually comes out as a support card. So the Journey indicates as a journey, in either way self-exploration or some sort of a life stage that you go through. But as it has the deer on it, it usually reflects that you will be going on the journey with friends, a partner, a lover, just you won't be alone. That's kind of the idea. If you add the numbers, because we have the number 19, whether that could be significant for you or not, but I always add up the numbers to one specific one. If you add 1 and 9, it's gonna make a 10. 1, so new beginnings. Perhaps you start this year with something new, something completely fresh, and your friends or your lover or your partner is going to be near you to help you out in this journey, whether it's self-exploration, starting a new job, starting a new career, starting whatever new start that there is. We have this new beginning, in which you are supported. So let's get some tarot cards. So the first tarot card we have is the 3 of Wands. There comes a new beginnings. Then we have the Hermit. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Once again, I apologize for the sounds. I decided to open the window because it gets really hot here, so you will hear crows and stuff like that. So we have the 3 of Wands. You start the year with wanting to start something extremely new and great. You have this like entire horizon ahead of you, and you want to start this new beginning. You have this passion, ambition, you hold into it already. You're ready to start something new. Since it's a love thing, I do assume that you want to start a romantic relationship or a new love relationship of a sort in your 2021. Now, with the Hermit here, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be alone. By all means, no. But it does feel like you're going to have this self-exploration journey for some time. So even though it feels like you're like, okay, I'm going to get this relationship, I'm ready, I want to start this new relationship, it feels like with the Hermit card here, it will take a little bit longer, but that's in a good way, because everything comes to you in perfect timing when you need it. So with the Hermit here, it could indicate a self-exploration season when you have to explore. Kind of look at those two cards, they look very similar to me. He's holding the light here and she's holding onto this deer. It feels like there is this self-exploration. There is something that has to be done before you actually step into a romantic relationship, pile number 3. And with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, that kind of confirms to me that the Ace of Pentacles, it indicates usually a new beginning in terms of something material. It could be a new job, a new job, a new career. It could be potentially moving to a new place or starting something that has to do with material goods around you. So as we have it in reverse, it could indicate that perhaps even though you're so passionate, because we have the fire energy here, to start this new beginning. And also number 3, social number. It does to me indicate a social number. So you might be starting some conversations perhaps with friends or family about this new beginnings that you want to start. It could be potential about romance, because we're doing a romantic reading, which I need always to remind myself because I keep forgetting. I get carried away with the usual life theme. But yeah, it feels like there's a time of self-exploration before that, and everything comes into perfect timing. Yes. Just to mention, the tarot cards in my readings usually indicate an emotional state, a state of mind, an inner state. So not the outside situation as much as the inner state of our mind, of a sort. That's usually how my tarot cards show up in the future. So let's get a little bit more clarification with oracle cards, and then we see what else is there to be expected. So we have the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. We have the contract, and then we have the appreciation. Okay. So you definitely start the year feeling that you want to, you want a new relationship. Perhaps you're ready. Perhaps you feel like you want this new beginning. So for the singles of you, it feels like you will be starting a new relationship in the beginning of the year. But it feels like with this contract, there are going to be a lot of circumstances around you that still need sorting out. And self-exploration perhaps as well, because with this appreciation card, it feels like perhaps it could be that in the end of the year there will be some beginnings happening, but the thing is, you will not accept them, and they will just fade away because they will be not right for you. So you're very passionate at the beginning of the year, working towards your love. You want to find this lover, this partner that's going to support you and be with you. But it feels like, that's for the singles, we're going to go to the couples in a second. But it feels like there is much to be done. I feel like you're going to be realized in pile number 3 a couple of things in the middle of the year. Also could potentially mean that you're going to be very routine engaged because of the contract here, maybe job related, or just kind of like will have to balance out this need for romance with the fact that you're going to be perhaps a little bit busy with your own affairs in terms of your material world around you. In the end of the year, it feels like you get this appreciation here. So what do I mean with appreciation is that you get to understand your own self much better. Pile number 3, much better. So the number 6 here, because we have a repeated number here, also if you add 1 and 5 is 6, this potentially talks about the fact that there will be a couple of responsibilities in your life to tend to. Pile number 3. Eventually that also could potentially mean that there has to be a sense of balance. So 6 is about balance, responsibility, kind of tuning towards your own life. It can have a lot of essential meanings, but in this case, I feel like it's mainly reflecting in terms of responsibility towards your own life, self, and balancing out, as we have the scales here as well. So what does that indicate? I feel like by the end of the year, you're going to be dropping some projects on your own decision. So some things that you were perhaps excited in the beginning of the year, or some things that perhaps developed during the process of the year, you decided they don't serve you, and you drop them before you even start them, because you get a better understanding of who you are and what you want in the middle of the year. So as we can see here, the appreciation, you drop those projects because you appreciate yourself more, because they don't serve you right, because you understand yourself so much better by the end of the year. There is an element of being involved in a lot of work-related matters, trying to balance the work romance kind of life. Even though you're craving real romance, there's a lot of self-exploration going on in terms of your material life around you as well. And by the end of the year, you're going to be dropping those ideas and projects that you thought perhaps that were fitted for you, but they don't serve you right, because there's something better out there for you, and you know it. Because with this appreciation card, you will be feeling so much understanding to your own needs by the end of the year. Yes. So let's add a couple more cards to see what else to be expected in your love life. So we have the fork in the road, the observer, and by the book. So the fork in the road. This card, once again, if you look at this, it could potentially talk about the fact that you want a grounded relationship of sort, because if you add 1 and 3, it's 4. I keep looking at the numbers, but sometimes they pop up to me more than the rest. So it could potentially be that you're trying to make up your mind to what choice to make, that you have this idea that you want it, you desire that change with the 3 of Wands, like there's passion to change it, and then you just looking at how to make that change happen with this so many directions. But it actually at the same time may confuse you, because even though you have so much passion, you might feel like you're not sure how to start. So to put it in practical aspects, if you're in a relationship, that could potentially indicate that you want to start a new sense of commitment or a new way of approaching that relationship, and you're just not sure where to go from, but you have so much passion and you have so much love that you're just ready to start it in a new direction of a sort, like improve it, get to the next stage, but you're not quite sure yet how to do that in the first part of the year. As you go through the year, you observe your own environment, you understand things better, you achieve that balance. It's self-exploration of a sort in the middle of the year. It's quite interesting, but for a lot of the piles, the middle of the year is a lot of self-exploration. And as you proceed towards the end of the year, it feels like you finally have the structure, you have things sorted out by the book. So I do feel like in the beginning you start with so much passion to change and have new beginnings, but you're not quite sure exactly to which direction to go. For those who are in a relationship, that just indicates that it needs a little bit of time to observe the situation and see what's actually better for the situation before making hasty decisions. And by the end of the year, everything's just going to fall into place as it should. And it's going to be this feeling of appreciation towards yourself, towards your life, towards your environment. And you're going to be dropping projects that don't serve you, right? So maybe ideas in terms of inside your relationship that you had an idea about, but it turns out that maybe it doesn't exactly apply to your own situation that well. So you're just dropping those projects and improving. So there is a structure improvement of your situation, pile number 3s. For the singles, you're ready to start this new relationship. You're ready to find this person. You're so filled with love. You're just this 4th chakra of the heart, just talks that you want to find this new person in your life. But you're not quite sure where and how, and you just feel like a little bit lost. There's like too many directions. There's the passion here, yes, and you're ready to start the relationship, but where to start? As you go through the year, in the middle of the year, once again, self-exploration. You're going to be evaluating your environment. It could be potentially you're going to be very busy in your work or in your working environment. And as you go, you'll be kind of balancing this out, seeing what works, what not, and kind of proceeding towards a more structured, a more fitting for you lifestyle. So you'll be discovering what you perhaps, how you get, that you will you will discover perhaps how you will what's better serving for you in terms of relationship. You will discover how to achieve that balance between work, daily life, and romance. Because personally, for instance, I did see this reading quite often, that a lot of people, including me, want a relationship in their life, but sometimes just routine and daily life just kind of contradict that. So you will be finding this balance and seeing how to perfectly fit what you want in more of practical aspects, because you start with the passion, but as you go through the year, you develop understanding of how to better apply these new beginnings, and you receive those new beginnings by perhaps even dropping some older ideas that you wanted to start, but figuring things out in a way that they serve you the best, if that makes sense. So whatever relationship, the way you want it, you will understand how you want it in the end of the year. You'll understand how you want to build a relationship. You understand how to include a romantic partner in your life. You'll understand all those things because you will have a self-exploration season in the middle of the year. So what you want, this change transits into application. You will understand how you can achieve that change. So this confusion season with a fork in the road, it's just temporary until you discover better yourself, this balance between work, life, every day, and your romantic desire, and achieve this balance and this more material structure. Letting go of things that don't serve you, old beliefs of old ways. Could be also potentially talking about some more material aspects of your life that don't serve you that well anymore. But it's going to be just better for you because you're going to be doing this on your own accord. You're going to be doing this because you know that this is better for you. So let's get to the next 3 cards. We have Moonology cards here. So have faith in your dreams. a time ready to give and take, and nothing is yet set in stone. So have faith in your dreams. Once again, this dreaming season, this is kind of wanting, desiring things, but not yet getting the practical aspects. So a time to give rather than take. I do think this is the first step towards actually inviting that relationship in your life, or inviting, if you're in a relationship already, inviting that new stage in your life, the way it actually fits the best to your own life. So you're going to be discovering yourself and your own, well, not even yourself, more like you're going to be discovering your own situation in 2021 in the middle of the year. And a time where to give and take just indicates that instead of receiving yet, you will have to give it some thought, some observation, some time to figure things out, and then it's going to come to your life. So nothing yet set in stone, just indicates that actually this card is very good, because when it comes, it means that the change is already happening. They're already coming towards you. That means that the past is already let go, past habits, past behaviors, and you're in the transition of actually inviting that new love, that next stage in your life, that you're in this process now, that it already entered your life, kind of, if that makes sense. Okay, so the last 3, well, actually 4 oracle cards that I shuffled for you, it felt like I wanted to take 4 cards, so I took another one extra for you, pile number 3. So let's see what expects. So we have the past life relationships, let friends help you, soulmate, and calling in your soulmate. Okay, nice. That's a very nice sort of conclusion to your reading, pile number 3. So the past life relationships. That's quite an interesting message, because it does reflect on a lot of other piles. It's kind of like, again, discovering yourself. Remember the friendship aspect that I saw? You will not be doing this alone. Even with the Hermit here, it's going to be a lot of self-exploration, but you do discover your own self, your own environment, how to better fit your own, like how to fit the puzzles, basically, like love, work, your own self-time, how to fit all this together in a perfect combination, in perfect harmony into your life, and what you truly want. So you're going to be discovering this, as I said before, in the middle of the year, and you're not going to be doing this alone. So in the beginning of the reading, I said friends or lovers will help you out. So friends are going to be there throughout the entire process. Through conversations with friends, through their presence, you will be able to understand better what fits better into your social cycle, into your work, love environment, kind of really understanding what puzzle better fits, what puzzle piece better fits to your own puzzle. So with the past relationships here, it feels like you're just ready to start new, let go of everything that was in the past. For those who are in the relationship already, it just indicates that there's going to be changes in your relationship, but by all means, they're all going to be positive changes. It feels like, even if you're already in a relationship, it feels like perhaps older patterns of older relationships that you had kind of slowly fade out, because you're going to be reworking on them. You want to start new, a new year with a new kind of prospect for your own current relationship. The friends are going to be quite an interesting aspect in your romance life, pile number 3s who are in a relationship. The social circle is going to be, maybe you're going to be integrating your friends with your lover much more this year, because perhaps you were not doing this in your past relationships that much, so you kind of reconsider this and maybe try to kind of, as I said, put the puzzles together. You try to combine love and your material environment around you in a better harmony. So friends is part of your social circle, so it's part of that puzzle that you build. And yeah, with the soulmate and the calling your soulmate, there's a strong message here for the singles. So the singles might actually meet their soulmate in the end, because this process of self-discovering how to fit every puzzle to your own life just gives this open door, as I said before, to this new person to come. I don't necessarily feel that the person will come in the end of the year right away, but it feels like the energy there is going to be already settled, and it's just going to be inviting that person. So that he will come, she will come, they will come, whoever the person is. They will come to your life. But the main message here is that you will be understanding so much better how to integrate all of your little parts of your life into perfect harmony. And when you do that in the end of the year, this is when your person is going to show up. Because when you actually realize this card plays into action, and that means that the change is coming already, that you open the door and it's coming. And the change is, by all means, very beautiful, because you have two cards of soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, which could, for the ones that are in the relationship, potentially mean that you are with your soulmate, and you just understand this even better now that you integrated him better into your life, now that you kind of moved into a better, deeper connection level, understanding each other better than before. For the singles, it means that you will meet your soulmate, or that you potentially give this door for the soulmate to come through. And yeah, definitely what you were wishing for in the beginning of the year, it comes into action in the end in terms of romantic life. But through self-exploration of understanding how to fit your social cycle, your work, your environment around you, your lifestyle, how to fit it in perfect harmony with your romantic partner. Because perhaps before in your relationships that was not the case, and maybe that was the problem, that it didn't work out. Or maybe in your current relationship that is somehow a challenge as well. But this ought to change, because you will set things into motion in the right direction, because you're going to be going through self-exploration and self-understanding in a more material aspect of how to basically put your pieces of puzzles together into one beautiful picture that you want and desire in the beginning of the year. So that's all I can see for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you feel like it, please comment, subscribe, and like the video. That really helps a lot the channel. And yeah, I look forward to my next videos. I'm going to be doing a finance and career reading in the future. So yeah, if you enjoyed this reading, you can look forward to the next one, and I wish you a great day. Bye! Hello, pile number 4. If you chose this beautiful citrine crystal here, then this is your reading for the 2021 love life. What is to be expected in your love in 2021? So the way this reading is gonna go, we're gonna start with an oracle card, one general theme for the 2021 love life. That's gonna explain a little bit on the general idea of your love life in 2021. Then it's gonna be 3 tarot cards, in your case 4, because yeah, 2 more popped up, like 2 in a row. But yeah, and each of them is going to represent, so one column is going to represent the beginning of the year, the middle, and the end. And as we go, we're going to clarify everything with a couple of oracle cards. So without further ado, let's get started. So for your first oracle card, it's going to explain the main theme for the 2021 love life is Elixir of Life. So that's a very actually positive card to get. And right away what I'm feeling from this is that in 2021, basically your love life is going to blossom, because this reading is about love life. So I'm going to just look at every aspect heading towards that direction. So Elixir of Life means that either way a relationship that didn't work out will rejuvenate, or it means that perhaps if you're in a relationship right now and you feel that things don't move towards somewhere and feels like things are getting, that's not the right word, but I'm gonna say it, dull, a bit like routinish. It feels like in 2021 in your love life you're gonna get much more life to it. If you're single and you don't have a partner yet, and perhaps you felt like maybe you thought that you will never get a partner, or you thought perhaps that it feels like a sense of disappointment of a sort in here, like a sense of perhaps that the relationship didn't work out before really well, or perhaps that situation didn't exactly evolve in previous relationships as you wanted it to be, or kind of like just thoughts that that your romantic life is not as good as it could be. Basically just thoughts that, of romantic life not working out. It feels like it's just going to rejuvenate and renew this year, and it feels like you're going to start, it might sound a little bit cringy, but believing again in love. Kind of like that, because so for certain this year is a blossoming season for love for you, pile number 4. Whether you're in a relationship, single, or recovering from a relationship, in all those cases it feels like it's a rejuvenating, this is the best word I can put it into, rejuvenating season for your relationships. Yeah. So let's go to your tarot cards. And as I mentioned before, you have 4 tarot cards that popped up. So the first one is the Magician. What a lovely card is that to get. Then we have the World. Okay, part number 4. It gets better and better. Then you have the Judgment and the 2 of Cups. Whoa. Okay. Wow. All right. You have 3 Major Arcana cards. That's another thing. In terms of time, so whatever this connection happens, because there is a connection happening right away, I'm saying this, either by happening or a bond getting stronger. And this is the element of the rejuvenation I was talking about. So whatever the situation is, it feels like it was something that you desired for a while. So whenever we get the Major Arcana cards, it's usually in terms of time. It indicates a long-term situation. So perhaps for a long time you were, if you're single, perhaps for a long time you were wanting this amazing relationship, but it just didn't happen for whatever reason. Maybe just you were unsuccessful with your previous relationships, but or maybe just the right partner was not there for you. Sometimes it's better not to meet anyone than just to meet the wrong one. Or other times it's good for us to meet some people to understand how we tend to love and how love is applicable in our life in the best possible way, if that makes any sense. So in any case, whatever the situation was, for a long time there was this expectancy. I think this kind of, it was something that was supposed to be happening since a while in terms of time. So yeah, with the Magician card, so this is a year of a huge transformation, a lot of rejuvenation, and a lot of success, pile number 4. So the Magician is a card that can transform any situation into any chaos, any bad situation into something magnificent and something beautiful. The Magician also is a self-reflection card, so it starts with you. That's important to remember. With the World card, the World card signifies, it can signify a lot of things, but it also can signify success. It can signify distance in terms of relationships. It can signify also admirers if you're in a spotlight. So in this case, it feels like, so for some of you, not for everyone, it's not going to resonate for everyone, it feels like a situation that was problematic before rejuvenates and improves. So for those who are in a relationship, perhaps you already had a partner that was in a distance from you, in a different country, in a different land, just there was some distance before. It could be also because of COVID restrictions, but this situation improves. The Magician is a key element, a card that kind of transforms a crisis situation into something positive, and that's exactly how it transforms here. So it just indicates that that in the beginning of the year, you're going to be transforming the situation, and it's going to successfully go towards rejuvenation. So it could be a partner that you were away from, or it could be meeting this new partner. But in any case, the main theme that I see here is that in the beginning of the year, transiting until the very end of the year, it's just a blossoming season of love and rejuvenation in terms of your romance and love life. The Judgment is direct. I always see it as a rejuvenation card because it indicates new beginnings, but new beginnings that were on hold before. It's kind of like coming out of your shell, kind of like raising up to the call. So it feels like for those who are already with somebody in their minds or with a partner, there was some sort of distance perhaps between you two. And this partner just came into your life. And this year, you're going to be able to kind of give life to the situation, rejuvenate. This elixir of life is going to just reflect on the fact that you will be with this person on a deeper level. You're going to connect with this person. This also can potentially mean that you connect. There's a stronger bond. There is a stronger connection in general. For the singles of you, it just means that you're finally meeting the right person for you, but not even by the end of the year. I feel like the connection, the truly deep connection, is in the end of the year, yes. But I do feel like you're going to be meeting him, her, them, for the entire year. So in the beginning of the year, you start off changing your environment, changing your situation. Perhaps your emotions are changing. Perhaps your environment already is changing. Perhaps the person is already there. And it could be that potentially this person is from a different country, or they live in a different country. They could also be of a different nationality. That is also an aspect. ethnicity, nationality. But there's definitely this beginning. So before you start off, you already know this person, and then you start off somewhere in between the middle of the year. But in this case, I do feel like it kind of feels from April, early April. I'm not going to put early or late April. Let's just say April. From April to the end of the year. So this is kind of when the action phase happens, and this relationship gets this elixir of life, this life to it. Yes. Let's go on and add more oracle cards to your messages here. So the first one is the first chakra, which is also the chakra of desire. Then we have the deceit. Okay. And then we have the woman holding a coin. Now that's a little bit contradictory to the previous message, because so far you have this amazing mindset. Also, I did say it for the previous pile, but the tarot cards in my readings reflect the hidden knowledge within you. So basically it reflects your own world. Not as much as the external factors, but like how you perceive the world, how you perceive the situation to be. So it's kind of like your energy mindset level of a sort. So the first chakra, so there's something you really want, it's something you really desire. I do feel for a couple of you guys, you already have a person that you want to connect with, but the situation was not exactly favorable, let's say, before, so you couldn't connect for whatever reason, whether that was because of the circumstances due to COVID or because of the distance. Could have potentially, well, COVID also is influencing the distance between people, but it feels like there is this desire to change that. And you're very motivated. You're like, I will change it. I'll start from me. I'll make it happen. And you do. With this Deceit card, I can't help but think that it has to do with financial aspects in your life. Because it's next to the woman holding a coin, and he also holds here a wallet with coins. Let me just put it up for you. So he holds here this coin pouch, purse with coins out there. So it could be, maybe there is an aspect, some sort of halt in between. Maybe the reason why you cannot connect with this person is for financial reasons. I know it's not applicable for everyone, because, but it does feel like maybe if that person really lives in a different land, different country, it could be that the financial aspect is an issue right now. But as you can see, in the end of the year, it's gonna resolve. Like those two cards represent this card because they came together. So you will have the finances to make it happen. So the Deceit card potentially could indicate that you're maybe not sure if it's even going to happen. Maybe you're thinking that your financial situation doesn't allow you to do it. Maybe, you know, those self-deceiving thoughts of a sort that has to do with your material surrounding. But I do see that it will definitely improve, because the 4 and the 2, if you add them together, it's number 6. 6 indicates a sense of balance, stability, security of a sort. But yeah, a sense of balance and responsibility. I do feel like you will have the physical, the material assets to make this connection happen, because for a couple of you guys, there's this element of monetary and material surroundings that make you think that perhaps that's not make it difficult perhaps for you to achieve your connection, but it will go through. Don't worry, it will improve. That's what I can see, because you really want to improve it, and your willingness to do that will bring your positive results towards your life. Yes. Let's take a couple more cards to see what else can we see. So, not for you. Message in a bottle. No place like home. And oh, by the way, you got 4 cards as well here. Again. And community. Now that's interesting. Not for you. I do get, though, a very optimistic message from a very optimistic sense from here. Okay, so here's the thing. Not for you. Don't really get freaked out about this that much, because we have too many optimistic cards here. But this could be connected to the Deceit card very, very easily. We have, if you look at this card, we have the chessboard strategy. So perhaps some strategies don't work at the very moment. You start the year wanting to change something, but it does feel like strategy, it feels like it's material again based. It feels like if you're in a relationship or you're single, whatever the aspect of your next stage of a relationship is, it hangs up to the material world around you. So it does, you might be feeling that you might not be able to make it. Like, as I said before, this is a deceit. So it can be connected, that it can be like personal self-loathing thoughts. But what's worth noting is that you will get a message. You will get this realization that you didn't see before, perhaps. And this will resolve the situation. So I feel like whatever the material around you was the issue, it will get resolved in one way or another. And I do feel like the connection will happen in the end of the year, because we have this aspect here, and no place like home. Remember when I told you that you will be traveling, that you will be reconnecting from a different lens? It could be potential that you're going to be moving together. That always needs monetary availabilities. So since they came together, since I wanted to pull this card, and the community is basically the society around you, your environment, how you perceive the surroundings around you, and no place like home, I think they will change. We also have the number 5 here. So your home will change, most likely. On the very least, your surroundings, your material surroundings will change, and you will actually get a sudden message or a sudden realization of a sort that's going to fix things up into place. Because if you start with this desire and you really want to change things, but you have no yet idea how in structure in a strategy you can make it happen, it will happen eventually. There will be some more information coming towards you. There will be more information, pile number 4, coming towards you, more messages. And through that, you're going to be able to connect with that person. So there's definitely an element of connection with a person that either way is international from you, living in a different country, there was a distance between you, or if you're in a relationship already, just moving in together might be a struggle for you in the beginning, as you might think, actually, because of deceit here. Maybe a struggle because of financial issues, but that gets resolved as the year goes, because this pile has such an optimistic energy. It's insane how much good energy is there. But I do feel like your home will change, and your surroundings as well will change, pile number 4, for the majority of you. But as I said it before, it's a general reading. Take it as it resonates. So let's take a couple more cards. We have the Moonology cards here. So you and your loved ones are safe. That's another confirmation. It's all in your head, and it's going to change. Don't worry. The financial situation will change. Communication is the key. The messages that I said before, they're coming towards you. And you are good enough. Okay. First of all, pile number 4, notice how we're going through the new moon transitions. New moon is new beginnings. So here you have this desire to be with your person, with somebody in your life. And whether he appeared yet or not, maybe you're manifesting this person, but that just indicates you and your loved ones are safe, that this connection will happen, this romantic connection will happen. So the romantic and feelings aspect is there, and it's gonna stay there. The only aspect is the self-deceiving kind of idea that there's a struggle with finances or material surroundings around you that make it hard for this connection to happen. But it will happen. The connection will happen, as the cards so far say. And it will happen, as I said before, through communication. Notice the 2 new moons here. So you want the beginning of the relationship, and then this new beginning happens through communication, with this message in the bottle here as well. And as you process, as you go process, why do I keep saying process? As you proceed, as you proceed to your to the end of the year. Actually, I feel like, once again, this is a general reading, but I'm gonna give a rough ±1 month around that time, April. This will be in April, Mayish April, kind of like this situation. April feels more like it for most of you. And you're good enough. You're moving towards the end of the year together. August, September, October, those months, kind of like somewhere there. For some of you, could start in July. I know it's a lot of months, but July transiting towards October, kind of like that season, I would say, roughly. Actually, even August towards October for most of you. But yeah, you are good enough. Like this completion cycle, you will feel very at peace. You will finally feel at peace, and you will feel kind of there is a sense of belongingness here, because you will also have like your material well-being will improve. Your home there's a high possibility that will change around you. Your community will improve and change around you, and you will connect with the person that you're with right now, or you will be in the future in a much deeper level. So there's an element of moving homes for sure, element of changing surroundings, and definitely an element of a much better improvement. So the only struggle that I see here is the material aspects around you, which, as I said, will be solved through some communication, some message coming towards you. It can be the smallest thing, really. It can be a realization through a conversation with a friend, but it will play its part. So, last 3 cards, we have the Romance Angels here. And yeah, let's discover what else is to be expected. So, the first card we have is Attraction, which makes perfect sense with the first chakra, the desire chakra right here. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So once, as I said before, the attraction, the romance is there. Either way, you're attracted on a manifestation level, or you already have a partner, or at least a person in mind. So the romantic aspect is there. It's just the material aspects that will get reworked through the year, so don't worry about that. So then keep an open mind. So to keep an open mind, what do I see from this card? It could potentially mean that don't get deceived by the situation right now. Just keep an open mind. You never know when the solutions will come. And honestly, with this message here, with this message in the bottle, it feels like such a sudden information, pile number 4. It feels like such a sudden information that's going to come from quite an unexpected, I think, source. It could be just, as I said, as simple as a realization from a conversation with your friend or your family. And talking about your family, we have healing family issues. So your life benefits as you forgive your parents. Family issues. Let's see. The family definitely is an aspect here. You know, if you're living right now with your family or you are in the same area with your family, it could be that if you're changing places, you move away from them. Whether it's just moving from the same house or moving from the same country. Obviously, every parent would be worried about those kind of aspects, but they'll be accepting. I don't think this is a very, very negative aspect, like a very dramatic aspect here. I do feel like the family might be a little bit worried about this situation, this connection here, but they will see that in the long term, it's what's best for you. Because if things work out the way they do, then they work out for the best possible for us scenario. As long as you put love and effort to it, and you really desire to change the situation, and you will. So keep an open mind. The messages, the answers will come throughout the year, and there's a lot of change and rejuvenation happening, and a lot of this new beginnings blossoming. It's a very, honestly, I don't want to put favoritism, but so far it's my favorite pile out of all of them. There's just this wonderful feeling, this energy of new, like aliveness of a sort. I do feel like whatever environment you're going to be involved in the end of the year, it's going to be so much better for you. Also, in terms of finances, you're going to be more stable, and your connections are going to be good. Isn't it fantastic? Pile number 4. This looks really good for you. Wow. Okay, so that's all I can see for you, pile number 4. Yeah, if you enjoyed this reading, make sure to comment, like, subscribe. I hope you really enjoyed this reading. It was honestly a pleasure reading for you, because this is such a great reading. So yeah, have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next reading.